Hey, they did a future
that'd
game
be
show.
10 a.m.
There you go. They did a future game show this past week. Zeke, I know you watched it. I think was sponsored for it. I think Dan watched it. I think we all actually watched it. Zeke, what were any big things from here? I kind of stepped away from it, just being like, it was all right. For you, Zeke, was there anything super crazy in it that you want to blab about?
I mean, nothing like super crazy, but like there was tons of like above average shit. But like for it to be super crazy, like for them to announce something super crazy, it would have to be either a title from something we are familiar with, or another title from a developer we're familiar with, or a team or whatever.
Yeah.
So like that's what really like generates super hype is like, oh, this person is creating another game and here it is. Or this sequel is coming out or prequel or whatever it is. But like new IPs, your hype level is always like a little bit diminished because it could just fucking suck. It's like the trailer looked awesome, but you got to reserve it. You got to hold it back a little bit because it's like, we've had that. We've had the sizzle and got the steak and it was like this piece of shit, burnt, crispy, like terrible steak. Like, damn it. The trailer looks so good though.
Yeah.
So as far as that goes, there were a lot of like, ooh, that looks pretty great. One of them, let's see, I actually wish listed, I'm looking, you can look at all the future game show stuff, the spring showcase there's a Steam page that has all of them they showed. And looking at them, I guess for a lot of people, Painkiller was a huge like, oh my God.
Yes. Yeah, that was big for me.
Painkiller. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and I never played the Painkiller original, so I didn't.
Oh, you never did?
That didn't happen for me. No.
Yeah, Painkiller for me was a big esport game. The single player game was kind of like whatever, but they had I think it was MTV had a big esport thing for it, or maybe it was the first $1 million. I forget the exact specifics around it, but it was like one of the first big esport moments way back in the day. This is like 2011, 2010 era. But
for me, pinning a guy to the wall with the stake gun in the first level was everything. That sold me on that franchise. Once I did that, I was like, okay, this is different from Doom. I'm in. Painkiller is so much fun, and I'm so glad they're bringing it back.
Yeah.
And it also looks really good. Like it actually looks like Doom. I mean, this looks like they're not messing around, man. This looks like a worthy remake.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Speaking of remakes that don't look as fantastic, but people are excited about, is System Shock 2.
That's not a remake. It's a remaster.
No, I know, but they're remastering it.
Yes.
It's a re-release of a familiar game, but they're not giving it the System Shock 1 treatment, which was a remake. In this one is a remaster where they make all the bad graphics look less bad. Or, excuse me, not bad, but all the older graphics look less old.
Right.
So people are excited about that. I never played the original, so I have no nostalgia for that. I was, when I heard it was going to happen, I was like, oh, they're going to do it like they did the first System Shock, which I played all the way through and enjoyed. And then I saw this and I was like, oh, I think I have to have the nostalgia for this in order to be really excited about it, because I never played System Shock 2. And by all accounts, it's as good or better than the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can play this game modded today and it looks better than the remasters looks. There's really good mods out there. The textures look really nice and model swaps, and unfortunately, it just seems like it's not going to be as good as even a modded playthrough at this point. But
yikes!
I'm excited.
Do you think there's a reason? Do you think there's a reason why they did that, Dan? Why they didn't look at the mods and go like, "Wow, let's do that"?
Well, a lot of the mods are like inherently a lot more beefy than what they're doing here. This is like this is not a remake like the first one. This is just a remaster. So if you look at the graphic settings, they just made some tweaks to them, but like all the base stuff is the same. They didn't remodel a lot of stuff. It's just tweaked. So it's probably a resource and time issue. Well, there's a lot more issues than just, taking mods made from a community and plopping them for sale. So, I mean, there's a whole lot of integration and changes, and is it is it in the vision that the team wants, and like all sorts of things. Who's going to get the money from it? It's a bit more complex.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. Oh, there was I wish listed Electric Elsewhere, or excuse me, Elsewhere Electric.
What is that about?
It's like a co-op puzzle game. Which,
I remember this trailer.
Gives you, it's like VR and stuff. It says it's a VR/mobile game, which I don't fucking understand how that works, but
yeah,
whatever.
Someone's probably in VR, then another person's on a phone, and
yeah,
and then you describe it's like Keep Talking and Nobody Apocalypses or something like that.
Right.
Which I love Keep Talking, Nobody Explodes, so this really appealed to me for sure.
Yeah, could be cool. I don't know. If that
and then we saw a little bit more of the games that we know of: Kingmakers, South of Midnight. South of Midnight, man, I'm really hoping that's good because it looks and sounds great, and I'm hoping that FPS like toggle is gonna make it like playable for some people.
Yeah.
But it looks great. It sounds great. I love the design of like some of the character designs. I love the music. Some of the music they used. I did rail against some of the music they used in the trailer because they like teased this like cool like ragtimey, twangy Southern like music, and then they used this weird tune instead that was like this country and Western pap. It was just terrible. It was just like, I'm singing an average country song. And I'm like, no, put the fucking
That's the song of my people,
on.
Zeke. How dare you? How dare you insult us?
There are good country songs. Don't get me wrong. There are good country songs. This was
Northwestern
just so
elite over there. Our song's not good enough for you. Go back to Montana.
I know country and Western. There's only two types of music, country and Western. That's what my grandpappy used to say.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
But yeah, it looks. I just hope it's as good as I want it to be. Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are in the same boat as that.
Yeah. And then the other one I really loved was Reanimal.
Oh, that's the Little Nightmares devs, right? Like the proper, I guess, the former Little Devs Nightmares. Or Little Nightmare Devs.
Little Nightmare Devs.
Little Nightmare Devs.
It's the Nightmare Devs of Littles, yeah.
We got there.
Everyone knows them.
Stuart Little Nightmare.
Yeah, Stuart Little Nightmare.
Which I would play if anybody wanted to make that game. But Reanimal is very much like the feeling of the Little Nightmares games, except it's a little bit more dark. And what do they call it? Like, I know when it's humans, they call it like body horror, which is like, arm coming out of here, eye over here, mouth over here. But when they do it with animals, I think there's a name for that too. But they do that in this game.
Furries?
No, no, it's like animal horror.
I think it's furries, Zeke. I
think it starts with zoo, like zoology. Like it's that prefix.
Furries.
But, either way, they have these
Furry
weird
horror.
animated like sheeps and stuff like that. Sheep, and it's just a bunch of weird looking animal amalgamations, like Cronenberg's.
Yeah,
and it looks awesome, and it looks very, very disturbing, and I'm all about it.
It does look very, very, very spooky. Dan, anything that piqued your interest in here that Zeke didn't mention?
FBC Firebreak is coming out from Remedy, and Remedy make game, I play. That's just how it works.
True.
Set in the world of Control, but it's gonna be like a multiplayer shooter that kind of looks like Left 4 Dead, which is an interesting concept. And I'm down to try it to see how it is. I don't know without playing it how it's gonna feel playing it, but it definitely caught my eye.
I'm super excited for that.
I was like, as that was going on, as the trailer was going on, I'm like, you see the hiss, which is like they're like in Control. They're like the basic enemies. They're basically zombies, okay? Game-wise. And they come at you and they're pretty generic. I'm like, God damn, I really hope they use some of those, like the SCPs, like the numbered SCPs, the weird like creatures and things I hope they incorporate that shit when you like go in there and you have your squad and you fight. And no sooner did I say that than they are fighting a giant monster made of sticky notes. And I was like, fuck yes, let's go. I hope they have all of that.
Yeah.
I want to see some AWEs that we can use as like tools to help us fight and stuff.
It kind of looked like that. Cool. I mean, they talked about the variety of weapons in the trailer, and like it's got a shotgun like a machine gun, but they had some strange things where it seems like they were altered items or whatever they're called in that world.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think you'll probably get your wish there, Co. I hope so as well, because that's the fun stuff, right? Everyone's seen a machine gun or a shotgun. You know, put some control spice in it. Like that, whatever that was. That was basically a rocket jump. And
there was like a piggyback gun or a piggy bank gun as well.
Yeah. Where
which is super cool.
I think the piggy bank, they like attach the piggy bank to something, and then when it hits enemies, the coins inside like have a tornado spiral or something that does AoE damage around it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Just some...
Oh, I'm super excited for that.
Some fun stuff.
I want to see some crazy weapons you can't do in other games, like stuff that just bends reality.
Sure.
That's what we want to see in this
Oh,
game.
wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
AWEs are altered world events. That's the actual big things. It's objects of power.
Objects of power, that's what
Objects
it is.
of power, OOPs.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. That's looking cool. And they just
It's
said...
an Oz.
Yeah, summer 2025.
Another game that looks like it was made for me is called Locomoto. Now you get to play as a bear, and you get to repair a broken train, and then you get to drive it around to animal towns and do quests and repair this train and get your customers to get on the train who are animals and feed them, serve them tea, and it looks like the most cute little game ever. It's all about repairing this little train and like making animal friends and building up, designing your train, and it just looks absolutely adorable.
That's a cozy game right there, if I've ever seen one.
Fell in love with this trailer.
It would be, I would be all over it. Dude, I'm not into anthropomorphic games. I'm not. I don't know. I just can't. I've have in the past a few times, but I'm finding it like the more I see of them, the more I'm just like, it's just hard. I don't know.
This game has
I like the mechanics.
So many things going against it. It's too cozy. It's too cute. Is it cell shaded? Is that what is? Because
I don't think that's cell shaded. Not really.
It reminds me of it too much. So like,
it's got a lot of solid colors like cell shading. Yeah.
Pastels. Dan, I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, Dan. I hope it's the greatest game of all time.
Yeah, you and Dodger.
Absolutely. Dodger will be all over that. He's gonna love it.
That's right. Yeah.
I like that. It's not. I just have furry fatigue. That's right. There's just so many of them right now. I'm just a little fatigued is all.
Well, I mean, that's been our entire lives though. Like, you know, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Mickey Mouse. Our entire life. Anthropomorphic things.
I suppose, yeah. I guess that makes sense. I'm looking at the list of games. Co, anything from here that we didn't, or anything from you from there that we didn't mention?
I finished KCD 2. It was all right.
No. I mean from Future Game Show. We'll talk KCD 2 in just a sec.
No, I don't think so. Like there were a lot of really cool games there, and I'm looking forward to big time. I'd have to look at like the big list. But no, it was a great show. I love the hosts too. That was another great example of them. Like I like the comedy style that Future Game Show is doing now compared to their old stuff. Because I don't know if you remember their old stuff. Some of their older shows were terrible. Like
it was so cringe, man. It was
dude.
In terms of the jokes, is that what you're saying?
Some of the older jokes, like every single joke would be about whatever character they played, like every single one of them.
Oh.
And some of them were just like, it was so bad. Like it's not even like dad joke level funny, just like phoning it in funny. So these days though, and especially the last like 4 or 5 shows, it's been getting like slowly better and better. Now they're funny. Like I like them these days. Like I love Jennifer English. I love Nolan North. Like they did a great job. There was a good back and forth. Nothing really felt too try-hardy.
Yeah.
I liked it. I like the new style. So yeah.
I got one. First,
they had older shows. Dude, it's 10 years old. Is my phone going off? I'm sorry. I don't hear it. My headphones on.
Yeah, you don't hear it anymore. I get it. I totally get it. I don't hear mine either.
It's just off. Yeah.
No, one you'll like, Co. This one's for you and for me. from the creators of Stasis Bone Totem.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful Desolation.
Yes.
Animal Use Protocol.
Animal Use Protocol.
That shit looked awesome.
Dude, I've been looking to that one for a while. They actually let me debut the trailer on my channel, which was super awesome. But that is from the makers of Brotherhood, Stasis Bone Totem, Beautiful Desolation, like Zeke was saying. It's there. They normally do like very narrative, kind of messagey horror ARPGs. I don't know what you call them, Zeke. Like they're very unique. The Brotherhood devs are very unique. It's a couple brothers from South Africa. But this is their first foray into like first person. And this looks wild. Now this is anthropomorphic. I can get into.
Make point and click games.
So yeah, they normally do point and click. But this one looks wild.
I hate to do this to you, Co, but I gotcha. Because you're playing as an animal who talks. Boom.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, it's like I said. It's. Here's the difference though. Is anthropomorphic is animals looking like people, right? Is that what that means? Or is it animals with human like? Because this is not animals that look like people. This is animals that speak English.
True.
So it's different.
Okay. There is also a distinction there. I get you.
Also, the rat on his gun. The rat on his gun has a Tamagotchi snack to its butt. So that's a big. I mean, look right there. You can see it. Little Tamagotchi. So that's a big selling point.
We have to protect Rat Friend at all costs.
With Tamagotchi butt.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, it is. Oh, anthropomorphic is having human characteristics. So yeah, I guess that would.
I think there's a.
It really doesn't matter. I was just being a dick.
Yeah.
No. I think I'm canceled now. Is that how that works?
No, I just think you're a furry.
Am I done?
I think you're just a furry. Yeah.
Closet furry?
Yeah, closet furry. Yeah.
Do I have to pick my persona now?
I think you do have to pick this. Actually, the persona picks you. That's how it works.
I think I already did that for WoW or something. I don't know.
You might have. Actually, you probably in Soda's quiz. You definitely did. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah.
I think I'm a cat.
Yeah. How are you guys feeling about this?
We'll have to wait till 2026 for the animal one.
Let me tell you this. I thought this game was I feel like this game is like Pow World. That's what this game is. And let me tell you what I mean. I think when everyone here heard about this game, the premise of it, they all rolled their eyes and was like, that sounds ridiculous. Kind of like I did with Power World the first time. Pokemon with guns? Yeah, okay, whatever. However, now that I've looked into this game more, this game looks like it could be a huge amount of fun. Like an actual huge amount of fun. Fully destructible environments. Everything is simulated. Every single unit is like a real thing in the game. They're not cutting corners.
Yeah.
Like the building destruction looks crazy. You can build your own stuff. Like this is turning into something that might be a lot of hours.
It's co-op
potentially
now too. 4-person co-op.
Yeah. So and actually, and what's crazy is it looks like it's running pretty well in all the previews. Like I would have assumed that this would have been like a buggy absolute mess, and maybe it will be on release. But man, I mean, it looks like it's pretty smooth and pretty fun.
Yeah.
Now, for anyone who watched this, correct me if I'm wrong, was this the trailer where they were like, we put it on the UE4 engine, and they basically said because UE5 sucks?
Well, no. So it's not.
Was that this
UE5.
one?
That is this one, but UE5 is a much newer engine and has all sorts of issues and not quite the capabilities of UE4 because of how long it was out and how long it was developed. So what this,
sucks
but
ass.
Well, in terms of this, for instance, another great example. Well, anyway, but the point is that UE4 can do some things better than UE5 right now. Doesn't mean it's always going to be the case, but UE4 is better at a lot of things than UE5 currently. So it's not that UE5 sucks. It's just, it does, it's not up to snuff.
They put it in flowery language just like you did. I pointed it out immediately. I was like, oh shit, that was hilarious. They were like, UE5's not ready for what we can do with this game yet. UE4 seemed like it was a perfect fit for us. And I was like, oh, fucking take that, UE5 bitches.
Sure. Yeah.
That's basically what they said. Yes.
I think that was 1-to-1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
For me,
exaggeration is humor.
Yeah. The selling point for me in this was when like the guns and trucks and grenade launchers and all that stuff was fine. It's when they're like, yeah, we put an M1 Abrams in medieval times and you could just drive that through stuff. I was like, how do you defeat a tank with medieval weaponry?
I think the joke is you don't. I think that's the joke. The way that you stop a tank with an army of medieval people is that so much viscera gets clogged in the exhaust
That they
that
can't
the engine
move?
stops working. That's how you stop a
Maybe.
tank in medieval times.
It's bonkers. I want to see how that unfolds for sure.
Just have to believe, and you can do anything.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so.
That's-
The fact that in the co-op when they were like, oh yeah,
It
we're gonna
runs
have
out of
four-person
fuel.
co-op.
That's how you do it. That's how you stop the tank.
Yeah.
It runs out of fuel.
Yeah, I guess that's not going to be readily available.
How they JP, how they described like you're gonna have so many sprites or whatever on the screen, whatever you call them,
Yeah,
at the same time with all this like they're not just like appearing. They said like in the trailer, like they're not just
They're always
appearing on the
there.
battlefield.
Yep.
They're coming from somewhere and they have, mission statements to do on the battlefield and whatnot. And that just blows my fucking mind.
They each have their
Like,
own
how
little
many
AI
things-
process.
Yeah.
could be cool.
I'm wondering how to run.
yeah, could be really cool. We'll keep an eye on that.
Let's do out Q2 of 2025, whatever that means.
That is
Coming up.
Is that fall? That's early fall, right? 'Cause Q1 is April to July, I think, or April to June,
Yeah, April, May, June.
and then June is June to August maybe, or June to September, something like that. I don't know. What are tax seasons? Who cares?